on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. This is the coupe version and this is the SUV version. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I'm driving this. This is the Porsche Cayenne, the 2023 model, the facelift, but Porsche doesn't call it a facelift. It's more than a facelift according to them. So they actually call it a product improvement. The price of this car is 1.65 crores on road Mumbai. However, this car has got optional extras worth 41 lakh rupees. This red colored paint shade, 5 lakh rupees please. The alloy wheels on this car, they might not be very dramatic. 6 lakhs for those. And these lights, these are actually the matrix LED lights. So standard is matrix LED. These are HD matrix LED headlights, which cost around 5 lakhs as well. So I get confused with the numbers because it's a very expensive car, because what Porsche does is make one variant and then you can add whatever you feel like. Now it has got two modules on the inside, light modules, which have 32,000 pixels to actually be able to block certain parts of light. So very advanced lights here. Now you can see there are 4 elements inside, 4 LEDs as well. Typical Porsche design. LED DRL here. In fact, if you notice, the design of the headlight is now more squarish. Says Porsche on the inside. Earlier it was more circular. Let's do one thing. Let's actually open the hood of the vehicle, because this is actually the base engine which has never been cleaned in its life. Yeah, check that out. Says V6 here. Porsche. There you obviously get insulation as well. Engine bay has no space at all. It's super tight and washer fluid actually goes in right there. Let's shut this. Beautiful Porsche logo. This red paint shade is absolutely amazing. No ADAS on this particular car, but yes, you can opt for it as well. It has this camera for lane keep assist on the top, but there's no lane keep assist, I don't know why. And it also has a sensor for automatic wipers too. The design has become sharper. The grille has been revised now. Yeah, a little bit tweaks here and there. And you obviously get a front parking camera, but don't get too excited. You have to pay for that. So 360-degree parking camera is I think 2-3 lakhs or something of that sort. Indicator is not dynamic swipe here. You get front parking sensors. If you notice, they're on the side as well, because it has got the self park function. 2 towing hooks. Yeah, 2 of them at the front. Car actually looks sharper and better. This was launched in 2017. Facelift has come in 2023. So yes, this is the 3rd generation of the Porsche Cayenne. Cayenne, how to pronounce it? Let me know in the comment section below. So in terms of length, I think it is almost 4.9 meters, slightly more than 4.9 meters. Wheelbase is somewhere around 2.9 meters. The wheels on this car are 21 inches. Standard wheels, 20 inches. You can opt for 21s or 22s. You have to pay more for it, obviously. Pirelli tires, and Porsche logo is actually there on the brake calipers as well. Tire size at the front, 285, 45, 21s. Quite nice, right? Of course. And here you get a camera, of course. With the 1st generation of the Cayenne, even I think the 2nd generation, the doors were the same. I mean, they were the same doors which are used on the Volkswagen Touareg. However, now it has its own doors, but the doors have not been changed. The bonnet has been revised a bit. Lot of revisions here and there. In fact, the light bar is more seamlessly integrated, but when you apply brakes, the light bar does not work. No. The light bar is only for the night lights or when you turn on the parking lights. Porsche logo here finished in 3D. Beautiful. Rear wiper, washer, high mounted stop lamp. Sort of a rear spoiler as well, and it says Cayenne here. Here you get a camera which also has a washer fluid, and the number plate has been shifted down. Yes, earlier it was somewhere here. It has been shifted down. In the coupe version, it was always down, and you've got real exhaust. In fact, there's also a sports exhaust option, which is obviously louder. Listen to it. But these are real exhausts, one on either side, of course. MLB Evo platform, which underpins a lot of Volkswagen Group cars, and of course the rear fog lights have been turned on at the moment. Car definitely looks very nice. It's quite heavy as well. This is the base variant. There are a lot of variants, and let's get inside. So if you notice, you have these blinds here. You have to pay for them as well. I think 1,50,000, something of that sort. And Bose sound system, I think 3 lakh rupees. Big enough door pockets as well. Lot of leather. You see this beautiful dual tone treatment. Yeah, looks nice. Sorry boss, you have to pay for that as well. How much? 8 lakh rupees for this dual tone interior. Yeah, 8 lakh rupees for this. Panoramic sunroof, that would be 4 lakhs please. And if you notice, there's a Porsche crest here on the headrest. That is around 1 lakh rupees as well. You get a center armrest with 2.5 cup holders. I think this is for the smaller one. Everybody gets a proper headrest, but this guy does not have beige here. I mean beige here, because obviously that's finished in black. Rest is in beige. Middle passenger is not very welcome because of this massive hump in the center. So it's best for 2 adults. And let me, oh my god, this is so much effort. So Oh my god, yeah, the seats are like stuck. So I have to actually put some sort of a spray. WD-40 would work. So you can move this ahead and behind, which is kind of nice. I'm going to push it all the way behind, which gives it good legroom here. So you get these red seat belts, 1 lakh rupees for that as well. And then you can recline the seat from here. 60-40, not really, because 40-20-40 is what it splits into. And then it's upright, and then you can recline it further if you want to just improve your recline angle. So you can fold the seats down and then you can recline them as well. So it's actually made for rear seat passengers. There's a hook here, AC vents, and height adjustable seat belts. In fact, there's good amount of legroom. Underthigh support is decent, knee room is good. So yeah, it's a spacious car, and headroom is also quite nice. In the coupe version, it is shorter by 20 mm because of the sloping roofline, but they have put the seat down by 30 mm, which results in decent headroom still. Dashboard design looks quite nice. You got AC vents here, you got AC vents here, you got a 4-zone climate control air conditioning system. So yeah, the air conditioning works fantastically well. Let me just shut this. 2 USB-C charging sockets, 12-volt charging sockets as well. Magazine holders, yeah, it's not very hard. It's quite nice. And obviously every passenger can lock and unlock the vehicle, so you get controls for that too. It's a beautiful car. The quality and simplicity is just amazing. It's not very complex a car, it's very simple, I would say. Hook, handle, and this is a very expensive thing. I will get the sunshades on the signal, which people sell for like 300-400 bucks. This is like crazy expensive. Now it obviously has soft close door function there. It shuts it. That's not standard. 1,36,000 for that, please. Let's open the boot of the vehicle. Here I press a button and there it opens. So boot is that it's quite big. It's 772 liters, but the coupe version has a 182 liter lesser boot, or 192 liters, somewhere like that. So 592 liters there. This Porsche umbrella will again make your wallet a lot lighter. You've got lights here. You obviously have storage space and all that stuff. You can increase and decrease the ride height because air suspension, press a button and there the car will rise, and it also tells you when it's dropping the ride height in the instrument cluster itself. So very premium. Some storage space below here, where you get the spare wheel, which is not full size. It cannot be full size because it's 195/65/20s. In fact, alloy wheel design options are 24 in this car. 24 options for how you want the alloy wheel design to be, which is crazy. So Porsche is all about personalization, and they really knock the ball out of the park in that regard. It even says Porsche here, it says 98 octane is recommended. Where do I find that? And of course, it's got request sensors. In fact, at night, it also projects the Porsche logo on the floor, which costs rupees 60,000, please. Says Cayenne right here. Door pockets are really nice and big, and these are the controls for the power windows. This is to actually open the boot, so button is given right there, and these are obviously controls for the mirrors. Memory seats, you can actually save. Okay, you have to keep this pressed. You can save up to 3 people settings, and there it's moving behind and all. But disappointingly though, the steering wheel does not get electric adjust. It is manual adjust. This is 8-way adjustable, and it says start engine stop. So no longer putting the key inside, which was a typical Porsche trait, which I'm very disappointed. Earlier you just have to put this, which was so nice, but that's gone, which makes me cry. Look at the shape of the key, really nice. Unlock the car, lock the car, open the boot, and the Porsche logo here as well, which will cost a bomb too. Seats are very nice and comfortable. Obviously get a dead pedal, and these are the controls for the lights. The front lights, automatic lights obviously. Rear fog lights, and if you notice, the dashboard design is very much inspired from the Taycan. Simplicity, ease of use is what is the priority here, and I think it works quite well. Only thing is that I'm very sad that the analog tachometer is gone. So let's just shut the air conditioning. Talking about air conditioning, it also has something very cool. Okay, I love the handles here. It has something called air recirculation mechanism, which is able to remember, not really remember, from the navigation it identifies if the car is in a tunnel, and then it will automatically turn on the air recirculation. Isn't that super cool as well? Now the thing is that this car gets the sports chrono package. There is a stopwatch there. I think launch control comes with it complimentary. 2.2 lakhs for that one. And I was telling you about this Bose sound system, which is very nice. That costs 2,80,000. It says rear lowering active. Okay, the steering wheel is also revised. Here you get drive mode selector. Very simple button. So buttons have been removed from here. Buttons have been removed from here. And you also get a passenger display, which is optional, by the way. That is a 10.9-inch unit, which you cannot see from here. Why? Because it has some coating which prevents the driver from getting distracted, and this particular screen is 10.9 and has some features and all that, but it obviously costs a lot of money. However, this car doesn't have it because everyone is opting for it, which means that Porsche did not have any left for their own cars. Anyways, here I love the nerd finishing. You get a wireless charging pad with two USB-C charging sockets. This is actually cool. Yeah, gets a cooling function. Traction control button here. AC vents are now slimmer. I love the nerd finishing right here. So dashboard has become much more cleaner now. And you get two cup holders here along with a 12-volt charging socket. Notice this light where you can change the ambient light color. It also changes here. Now this thing slides ahead and behind, and there's some storage space here. There is a light inside, obviously. This is a 12.3-inch screen, the same as before, and this is actually a curved screen, which is a 12.6-inch unit. Yeah, 12.6-inch curved screen. Disappointingly though, I really miss the analog tachometer. You get paddle shifters as well, and these are controls for the lights. This is for cruise control. That is for the wipers. So you have multiple displays. So this is, I think, the 5-pod one. So I'm just going to get back here, and then you can see temperature, some other warning here and there, G-force meter, engine temperature, tachometer, speedometer. I can just press this button and browse through multiple screens. So very much like a Porsche Taycan. There I get a map view, full map view as well. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I miss the old one for sure. But the quality is just amazing. This thing, like I was telling you, is manually adjustable, which is very sad because at this price you would, I mean, definitely I would expect electric adjust. No heads-up display here. Can be opted for, optional of course. So this is a very slick screen, easy to use. So they've removed some buttons from here. The gear lever is gone. The gear lever or gear selector has come right here. So they have just made it easier in the sense that there's some storage space which is given here. These are controls for the climate control air conditioning system. This is for seat heating, optional obviously. You can get seat ventilation as well. Electric parking brake. Very easy menu. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto connectivity, wireless, sport chrono. You can get into that. It's like a lap timer. You can evaluate how you're driving, service, parking, everything is just flawless in this car. And I mean, it's very fast as well. The menu is not confusing at all. I love the way the navigation has been done because the quality of the screen is just next level. And of course, it's super duper slick. So let's actually get into the car wherein there is ambient lighting, of course. So here are the drive mode selectors, assistance. There's not much inside this car. So cruise control assist is what's saying because it doesn't have ADAS. I mean, you have to opt for it. Get into ambient lighting, and it has got only 8 colors for the ambient lighting. That's it, just 8 colors. The colors come here on the footwell. They also come here on the door pads and all. That's about it. Let's actually get into reverse. So this is actually the reverse parking camera, and it obviously has got adaptive guidelines. So when I turn the steering wheel, it seems that the camera is also moving, but I'm sure that is a software tweak because the camera cannot move. You've got multiple views, and it's just fantastic. This 360-degree parking camera is very nice. It doesn't turn like that. You have to actually press a button to turn it. But the car color and the actual color here, they don't match at all. Quality of the camera is phenomenal. Let me give an indicator there. It's showing me that the indicator is on. It's showing me red colored brake calipers and all that. Quite cool. Let's get into parking. So the car automatically turned off. So we're going to turn it on again. And there it says goodbye. The Cayenne thing comes and it turns around. So again, very similar to what we are seeing in the latest Porsche cars. And obviously because it has got a massive panoramic roof, there it opens. So the car actually comes with glass roof. So if you want this one to open, then you have to pay for it extra, of course. It opens further. Yes, it does. So that is big enough. Yeah, that is quite big. Here you get a mirror and light, but there are 2 sun visors. So one is right here and the other one I've opened, which means that you can block the sun as much as you want. And this is actually for the sun blind. And here you get the light, which is touch, and LED as well. This is frameless, of course, high quality. The quality of the cabin is just phenomenal. The glove box is also decent sized, and the price of options is a crazy 40 lakhs. It gets anti-theft wheel bolts for 12,500 rupees. So you can see that if you want to increase the tank capacity, you have to pay 25,000 rupees because it has a standard 75-liter tank. But if you want a 90-liter tank, no problem. Porsche will be like 25,000 rupees. I'll give you a 15-liter tank. Pen holder here. So beautiful lining on the inside. Quality is unbelievable in this car. It is just unbelievable how Porsche has done the quality on this car. But how does it drive? Because now the engine has more power. Let's go. So we are driving the car right now, and let me tell you straight away that there is quite a lot of turbo lag in this engine. So this is actually a 3-liter V6 engine which produces more power and torque when compared to before. So power has gone up by 13 horsepower more powerful, this one, 353 horsepower. Torque output has increased by 50 Newton meters from 450 Newton meters to 500 Newton meters. The result is it is faster from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour by 0.3 seconds, which is decent considering that the engine is the same V6. So it goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.7 seconds, and the top speed is 248 kilometers per hour. Now, of course, we have to change the drive mode, which means we are going to come into Sport Plus, which gives you the full power and performance. And you can hear the engine. Well, it's not very loud, it's just kind of disappointing, but around the corners, this car is a charm. Look at the way it holds its line, absolutely sensational. Yeah, it has the punch, it has the grunt, but when you drive it around the mid-range now, and especially in the city, you will just complain about the turbo lag. There's considerable amount of turbo lag. At lower speeds, especially in the city, while ambling around town, you will not find that low-end grunt. So single turbo here, which is the problem. It needs a twin turbo setup. This same engine is also used in the plug-in hybrid version, wherein there's obviously a battery pack and an electric motor, which is now much more powerful. The battery pack is bigger, the electric motor is also bigger in that car, the plug-in hybrid version, which honestly I would recommend to buy because such a heavy car, better fuel efficiency of course, but they've actually decreased the torque by 50 Newton meters. That is around 550 Newton meters. Earlier it was 600 Newton meters, but then bigger battery, so better range and all that. Now above that there's another version, Cayenne S, which used to use the V6 engine. It has ditched that V6 in lieu of a V8 engine. Yeah, 4 liter bi-turbo V8. I think 479 horsepower, goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in around 4.7 seconds. Yeah, that is good. That will come later, I believe, but they're not going to get the Turbo GT in India. The Turbo GT produces 659 horsepower. Yeah, more power than what it was before, and it is breathtakingly quick. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.3 seconds. That's quick. Top speed of more than 300 kilometers per hour, but it's not coming to India. I'll tell you why. That engine is so powerful, it does not meet the latest emission norms in Europe. So in India we get Euro spec cars, so it's not coming to India. It is only going to go to the US, to China, to the Middle East, and all these countries are going to enjoy the Turbo GT, but we will get a GTS, which is around 450 horsepower, I believe. So in terms of performance, this is a big problem. Yeah, the engine is good, it's refined, it's smooth, it has a nice top end, red lines at 6500 rpm, wipers are very delayed, but it just has that lag which irritates you, because when you're driving on mountain roads, you want to make a quick overtake, you bury the throttle, it does not respond, it takes its sweet time. I mean, you can feel that gap, you can feel that lag, you can feel that time for response to, you know, push you back. Mid-range is very nice, but the other problem is the gearbox. It's a 8-speed gearbox, which is a torque converter here. It's not a PDK. It's not very fast with shifts. It's kind of lethargic in that regard. So yes, certain problems here and there in terms of outright performance, but then this is the base engine. What would you expect out of it? However, in terms of handling, this is one of the best handling cars for this size. I mean, this competes with the BMW X5, handles way better than the X5. The X5 is like 35 lakhs cheaper, of course, but the steering is a joy to use. It is so responsive, it's amazingly responsive, it's amazingly feelsome. So feedback, just amazing, and that's the reason a Porsche is a Porsche. It's actually changed the cluster mode. Let me get to the 5.1s. I'm so used to the 5.1s now, I don't even understand why they got rid of that beautiful tachometer in the center. Oh god, I'm in the wrong display. So you can actually browse through a lot of information here. So I'm actually going to come to the side. Yeah, little time it takes to get used to it now. I'm in the wrong menu again. So there, I've come to the G-force meter. Now finally we are where we need to be. Oh my god, over bumps this car is much improved from before. So a lot of work has actually gone into the suspension of this car. So what Porsche has done is they have revised the chassis. So the dampers in this car are now having 2 chambers. Okay, one does the compression, the other does the rebound. So the separate section means that there's a bigger difference when you actually make changes to the modes of this car. So we're going to drop down a bit, and then I'm going to whack open the throttle. Let's actually downshift because I have manual control on the gearbox. And first gear, oh yeah, shifts are quick enough, but not like a dual clutch automatic, of course. So the ride has improved dramatically. Yeah, the car rides so much better because of this new suspension and the new dampers. So this is air suspension, which is standard in India. Abroad you also get steel springs, which are also very good, I've heard, but we get air suspension, which gives it a slight floaty feel. Obviously suspension is on the stiffer side. Naturally, car is made for Europe and for developed countries where roads are really very smooth, but this car works well on bad roads as well. In fact, there are 4 drive modes on offer. There's a normal mode, there's a sport plus, and the other mode I forgot. We're just going to see it. Yeah, there's an off-road mode as well. So in sport plus, obviously it performs the best because it gives you all that performance. The steering is better in terms of feel and feedback, and it has got 3 different settings right? So you can actually change how you want stuff to happen. So here, if I get into car, the drive mode, I can decide I want normal, sport or sport plus. Chassis, I can decide normal, sport or sport plus. Levels, there are 5. There's low, there's off-road 1, there's off-road 2. So I can change the level, the ride height of this vehicle as well. So obviously it will not go to off-road 2 when you're driving fast. So lowered, low, and obviously a normal ride height as well. Yeah, so air suspension works really well. Adaptive dampers, of course, and the damping here, amazing. So it has got 2 chambers for the air suspension, I think. So earlier it was 3 chambers or whatever, but they have really made a huge difference in terms of the drive modes. So when you're driving the car in, say, normal settings for the suspension, you obviously find it much more comfortable when compared to sport mode, because of the new suspension and the new springs and the new chambers. There's a big difference between the drive modes of this car, which is fantastic. I honestly love the body control, but you can feel that weight. It is 2055 kgs, this particular car, and the coupe version weighs another 30 kgs, so 2085 kgs. But when compared to the second generation model, they've used a lot of aluminum in this car, so the weight has actually reduced by a good 65 kgs, which actually brings me to why it's so expensive. So usually what car brands do, they launch a lot of variants of their cars. So there is obviously maybe a technology, if I'm talking about Audi, that is, okay, premium plus and all. No. Porsche doesn't do all that. Porsche just launches one base car and then you can put the topping you like for a lot of money. So I've already spoken about a lot of options, but I'm going to speak a lot more. Firstly, this has a 75-liter fuel tank, but that's not enough because obviously it drinks a lot of fuel. It's a heavy car, right? This will return somewhere between 5 to 8 kilometers per liter. So you can actually increase the tank size from 75 liters to 90 liters by paying 24,700 rupees. First time in my life I'm hearing that you can customize the fuel tank of your car. Why 90 liters? I want a 900 liter fuel tank. I don't want to fill fuel even once this year. I want a bigger fuel tank. Can you give me that? Probably Porsche can do that as well. And if you're seeing this video, to look at a Porsche also you have to pay money, because the kind of options and the expense for the same is just unbelievable. So they also have a sports exhaust with quad exhaust at the rear. So you can see 2 exhausts in the Cayenne driving right in front of me. That costs around rupees 6 lakhs. Oh god, bumps and all, I don't get scared in this car. Firstly, the tire profile is just right. There's so much grip in this vehicle. Even if I turn off traction control, nothing's going to happen. Horn is really nice and loud. I love German horn. And obviously it's very easy to keep up with traffic and making quick overtakes. Only thing is that when you want to drive like a Porsche mindset, then you're like, it doesn't have that much power and grunt you're looking for. And it's very well insulated. You can't hear much inside, and obviously it can go off-road very comfortably as well because of the beautiful variation in the ride height because of the air suspension. I really like this car. I think it is one of the best handling cars, at least one of the best handling SUVs. Obviously the Macan being smaller is better, which brings me to the price of this vehicle. This is priced around rupees 1.65 crores and the coupe version is approximately 8-9 lakhs more, so that's around 1.75 crores, and nobody's going to get these cars at this price because obviously options are so expensive. So Porsche says that almost 10% of the value of the car is what people spend in options to get what they feel like in the vehicle, which is fine enough because obviously who wants to buy a base Porsche? But I honestly feel they should get more powerful engines because the V6 gets the job done. It's not very spritey. Okay, we are going to downshift and all. Engine could be louder. This new emission standards which are coming now, they're just drowning the sound of the engine again and again continuously. It doesn't feel that raw. It doesn't feel that exciting. I can't wait for turbo variants, but they are not coming. It's very, very sad. Porsche actually feels, or the research says, that most people opt for the base V6 because obviously it's a SUV who's going to push it around the corners and all. If you want dynamic performance, you're better off opting for one of their sports cars, and that is the reason why most people end up buying the low variant. So they're like, why take the whole headache of getting the car homologated and all, because a lot of time and money expense as well. So that doesn't really make sense. It will not hold on to a gear unless and until like it will just shift. Honestly, it will not hold on to a gear. It has the sports chrono package, which obviously brings launch control. Unfortunately, I'm not able to stop and show you launch control right now because I'm on the verge of missing my flight, and now we are really pushing this car. Can you hear it? I don't think so. Launch control. Whoa. So let's quickly look into the history of the Cayenne. It was first launched in 2002, the first generation model, which was on sale for 8 years. Second generation model came in 2010, and then it was on sale for 7 years. Third generation model came in 2017. It was on sale for 6 years, and then we are in 2023 when the facelifted model came. Look at the way it corners, yeah, it's unbelievable. So the facelifted model actually has minor changes and all. The whole idea is to extend the life cycle of this car because the next generation is going to come in 2026. So again, this is going to be like on sale for 9 years, because when the next generation model is going to come, this generation is also going to continue on sale. How and why? Because the next generation is going to be electric only. Porsche is going completely electric with the SUVs. Even the Macan, the same story. The Macan is in its first generation and it's going to stay that way. Second generation is going to be electric. So that is kind of sad, because Porsche is all about the driving feel and the sound and the whole experience, which I don't think electric will be able to provide, but that is the direction they're taking. So when they launched the first generation of the Cayenne in 2002, it was the first Porsche model with a V8 engine. It was the first Porsche model with 4 doors or 5 doors, however you see the cars, because technically they're 5 doors. It was the first Porsche model to have off-road ability. Not really, there were others as well, but at that time it was the only Porsche model with off-road ability as well. So yes, this car has done a lot of firsts for Porsche, and because of the Cayenne today, Porsche is able to survive and thrive because this car is a sales success. They've sold so many units of this vehicle, and then the Macan took all this further ahead, because let's be honest, how many people are going to buy a 911? I mean, that is iconic. Porsche is known for the 911, but it is cars like these which are practical enough to be used and then also give you that sporty flavor, and that is the reason why the Cayenne became a huge success. And obviously, even though it is an SUV, it has the soul of a sports car, not with this V6 engine, I'm sorry, but when you obviously get a more powerful engine, it does perform like that. So guys, this is a quick drive of the Porsche Cayenne, the facelifted model, and I'll try and maybe get hold of something with sports exhaust in another video to show you how it sounds as well, because 6 lakh rupees exhaust, that should blow people's ears completely. If you like this vlog, make sure to give the thumbs up, that's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. Just see the way this car goes around the corners. The brakes are also very nice. Porsche actually offers 3 other kinds of brakes, or 2 other kinds of brakes, because this is, I think, the steel disc. They also have a mid variant between steel and carbon ceramics, which is Porsche carbide something, I don't remember. So it's a mix of tungsten and whatnot they use to improve the braking performance and reduce the weight as well. So that is also available. So in the Porsche world, you can get everything you want, but everything you have to pay for it, obviously. But it's a genius strategy, because the seat belts which I'm wearing, they cost 1 lakh rupees, and honestly, I feel so much more secure now because of the red color. Bye bye.